Hey guys, it's Sophie Tarabola here with Triumph NIL. I'm here with Frank Thompson from men's tennis, and we are just doing a quick interview, a little bit of a catch up after an injury this season, and let's get right into it. So, first question, this past August you made an Instagram post stating how you used to be a towel boy in the ECC tournament when you were younger, but then followed with, "I'm living that kid's dream playing in it tonight." How did you feel during that tournament knowing you were accomplishing a dream that you have always sought for?
Oh, it was definitely really cool because I remember, not just that year, but every year at the ACC tournament, being that little kid, I had my Webkins, you guys remember the Webkins? I had those at the tournament, and really getting to finally play for Virginia Tech, it's just been an absolute dream. So yeah, living out that dream has been really cool.
Would you say you found yourself living vicariously through the players you were watching?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny, if you watch me and you compare some film to some of the guys who've played here years ago, you'll see some similarities in the little quirks and stuff, but for sure.
What's one name, one person that you got all your inspiration from for tennis?
Cool, it's hard to put one name on it. One of the players here who I really loved to watch play was named Lucas Soman. He was here, when I was maybe 8 or 9 years old, and he's where the towel inspiration comes
really?
from. So sometimes when I'm playing, I'll put my towel in the same spot and remember how nice he was to me.
Now, with those little quirks, is there a little quirk that you have that you would want people to see when they watch you play?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I want anyone to copy any of those. I do a weird thing where I touch the back fence in between each point, which I guess I've seen some of the younger kids around Blacksburg start to do it, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I need to change it up a bit.
Is that like a superstitious action?
Yeah, superstition.
Gotcha. You have a history of injuries, and you're also recovering from a more recent injury as well, with 2 surgeries and other physical challenges. How have you approached this season in terms of attitude and stamina after what seems like a lot of injury turmoil?
Yeah, I think you got to take it day after day. I've had 2 hip surgeries, and then at the start of this year I had a sports hernia repair, a much shorter time frame of recovery, but if you're looking 10 miles ahead, you can never really get done what you need to get done today. So I've been trying to take it one day at a time, and slowly kind of gearing up to a full return.
Right. Would you say the pre or post surgery was harder?
I think the anticipation, knowing you're about to have surgery, so like the 2 weeks prior to where it takes a little bit to schedule it and all that kind of stuff, knowing that that's coming, but you're like, well, what am I doing for these 2 weeks? Is almost harder. Once you're in the recovery, you're really kind of just going after it day by day, tackling whatever challenge it is. It's no different than playing sport. You're just solving problems, right? So start with one, and you're slowly building to eventually a full return.
So you grew up in Blacksburg and have always been a local. From your young age till now, how does it feel to represent your town?
Yeah, I think going through the recruiting process, that was a really big part of it. I always came back to, I wanted to be a Hokie and like kind of do it where I'm from, and have, I have teachers from kindergarten through 12th grade show up, and family friends at every match, and it's just really cool to kind of pursue a childhood dream in your childhood hometown.
Right. And you've done a post representing Benny's Pizza here in Blacksburg. As someone who's grown up here, is there any other businesses here that are close to your heart?
Oh, jeez. There's a lot. I would probably have to list for far too long. Probably where I've done all 3 of my recoveries at Core Physical Therapy, Brenda Miller and them, I'm really dear to my heart there. Benny's is obviously awesome.
Benny's is Benny's.
There's no place like Benny's.
No place like Benny's.
And they're starting to grow everywhere, so maybe if I eventually leave Blacksburg, I'll still be able to get that pizza somewhere else. Cox's driving range, that's pretty fun. I
haven't been there.
That's a cool place to go for sure, but yeah, those are probably the 3.
Would you want to, when you're looking for a new town to live in, does it have to have a Benny's in it?
It's a major plus.
It's a major plus.
I'm not sure it's a requirement, but it's pretty close.
It's definitely up there. Is that the best pizza you've ever had?
No question. What about you? Come on.
It's got to be. It's the largest one, too. Outside of the tennis world, who has been your biggest inspiration?
Outside of the tennis world, it's hard because a lot of my world is
tennis.
tennis, right? I'd say my dad just, I mean, obviously he's also my tennis coach here at Tech.
True.
But just I've learned what it takes to do anything because of him. So yeah, for sure him.
What was the biggest lesson that he's taught you?
Biggest lesson? I got this question a few weeks ago, and I had to think about it. I just think the biggest lesson I've learned from him is if you want something and you put enough effort into it, eventually it'll happen. And I've used that throughout the surgeries. Recently, I just got accepted to the MBA program at Tech. That was, I had to just keep going after it until they let me in, basically. So you can do anything you want if you put enough energy and effort into it, and that'd be what I'd learn.
Congratulations on that program, by the way. What are you anticipating most out of that?
Just learning from a bunch of, really, really amazing people, and continuing to play for the Hokies for 2 more years is pretty cool. So.
And after your career here at Virginia Tech, do you still want to make your career post-Tech in tennis, or is there something else that also draws your attention?
Yeah, I think injuries and surgeries definitely get you thinking about life after sport, because eventually for all of us it ends, and maybe I want to be a college tennis coach. I've started working a little bit for a firm called Third Security in Radford, and yeah, I've enjoyed doing that as well. So definitely I could see myself, going into the business world if not tennis.
Gotcha. And what was the hardest skill in your sport that you have wanted or did perfect?
This is one I have not perfected because our coach is very, very against it. But the tweener, you know what a tweener is?
I don't know what a tweener is.
So it's when the ball goes over your head, you're running back for it, and you hit it between your legs.
Oh, okay, so it's one of those movie-like plays.
Oh, it's the one, it's the highlight reel shot.
Yeah, the eye catcher.
We don't like to do it because it's a risky shot, and oftentimes you lose the point if you try it. But
it's worth it.
I would love to learn it. Maybe after I stop playing for Virginia Tech, I'll be allowed.
Gotcha. Have you ever done it before successfully?
No, never. Never.
Well, your time will come with that. It'll
sure
lay
it
in
will.
the cards. And for my last question of today's interview, where would you like to see yourself within the next 10 years? I know we kind of answered that, but what's your one goal for yourself?
Gosh, 10 years. I think I can just encompass it, and I want myself to be proud, my college-age self to be proud of who I am 10 years from now, whether it be in the business world or as a tennis coach or as a professional tennis player. I want to be able to look back and, be like, I'm proud of that person. So.
Right, and I guess your younger self looks at you now and you're cheering yourself on. So
Absolutely.
You'll get there.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Frank, thank you for catching up with me. And I'm Sophie Tarabola from Triumph NIL.